Hello chess friends and welcome to Yazarov's chess channel and welcome to my best chess games of all time series. So in this series we didn't have any Fischer games so far, and I promised you most of these games in this series will be by Bobby Fischer, maybe Mikhail Tal, Garry Kasparov, Neshmedinov, Paul Murphy, maybe even. So I think these five players are the best tactical players in the chess histories, and of course these tactical games are the most fun to watch, of course. So let's see now Fischer's brilliancy here. Here he played against Rene, Letelier, and Martner. Fischer with the black pieces, and he chose, of course, his favorite King's Indian defense, but with a different kind of variation, with this delaying of this d6 move, leaving white this really nice central control, but then after that aggressively attacking white center. So let's see now the game. Here d4 was played, knight on f6, c4, g6. So far the King's Indian, knight on c3, bishop on g7, e4. And now Fischer played really aggressively. He played here first castling, really challenging white to play the move e5, which was played in the game, and here knight on e8. And okay, white has built up so far a very nice center. He relies simply on the central control, and white here played f4. So okay, you may think now white has really gained some space, but now of course we have to attack the center. We have to break this central pawn structure with moves as d6 and c5. So here d6 was played. If you play maybe e takes d6, then you see black can play knight on d6, and then we can maybe go with our knight here on f5, attacking this d4 pawn. So this e takes d6 is not a good idea. So you see white lost the central control here. So of course white didn't go for this line. Here after d6, white tried here bishop on e3 to prevent the move c5. So but c5 was played anyway, and here if you take with the e pawn, e takes d6, then you get the annoying move knight on f6. You see, if you take d takes e7, then you get queen on e7 with this spinning situation. Then you can also play here with the rook on e8 and really control the e file. So if you try maybe d takes c5, then you get e takes d6, and here after queen on d6, yeah, well, you get then knight on g4. If you trade off the queens, you see the bishop has to go somewhere. If maybe bishop on c1, then you have even bishop on c3. After b takes c3, these three pawns are really weak here, and will become, of course, an object of white's attack, of black's attack, and this pawn is also not good. And we don't have, of course, the worries to get checkmated here on g7 because we traded off the queens. So here after c5, d takes c5 was played. Now Fischer again played a very nice move, knight on c6. He wants somehow just to liberate this diagonal for the bishop. So c takes d6 was played, e takes d6, and now knight on e4. Fischer didn't, white didn't want to here to trade off the queens. He is, as I said, he wants to get this center control. He wants now a fast development with the bishop and the knight, but you see it's already too late, because now Fischer played bishop on f5, really now challenging this knight. If you take with the knight, of course, you see we can recapture with the knight and really open the diagonal for the bishop. And you see now white has many troubles here. Knight on g3 was played. So now bishop on e6. Here we have knight on f3. White tries really now this fast development. He has not secured his king so far. So queen on c7 was played, and now queen on b1. White wants also to prevent here a potential trade of the queens. He wants also to support this very weak b2 pawn, which is this indirect attack of Fischer's, of course. We have here d takes e5, and now we have f5. Well, white probably thought, okay, now I have solved my problems with bishop takes on f5, maybe knight takes on f5, then of course g takes f5, and then I can take with the queen. But here Fischer finds a very nice counterplay. He plays the move e4. So here we have F takes E6, we have E takes F3, we have G takes F3. If you try something like E takes F7, then you get queen on F7, and after G takes F3, the queen will come into the game with a very nice tempo. So here G takes F3 was played, and now Fischer finds a very strong idea. He plays the move F5. So he didn't take, of course, this pawn. This pawn is really not something that has to bother you. Of course, here is the immediate threat here to play the move F4. So here F4 played by Martner, and now knight on F6. So I hope you realize that black is better here, because he has now a very nice development. He has only to take out now this E6 pawn. He can play with his rooks on these free files, of course on this open D file and the semi-open E file. White has to make many moves in order to castle and secure the king. So here bishop on E2 was played, and now rook on E8. Now here king on F2 was played. It's maybe even better than just castling, because you see we want to get this bishop here protected on E3, but this bishop is really now the main object of Fischer's attack. He played, of course, rook takes on E6, rook on E1, and of course doubling up the rooks on the E file, rook from A to E8, bishop on F3, and now Fischer finds this very nice tactics, one of the best tactics in chess history. He plays the move rook takes on E3. Rook takes on E3. Now we have again rook takes on E3. The king has to take, of course. King takes on E3, and now you can pause the video and try to find the winning move. And okay. If you solved this very nice tactics, it's of course the move queen takes on F4. Very strong idea here by Fischer. I really love this game because Fischer played really aggressively. If you take, of course, the queen on F4, you get checkmated with the very nice move bishop on H6. So here, after queen on F4, it's already a losing game, but white can maybe try king on F2, but then you get knight on G4. If of course you go with your king here on E1, then you can simply capture this bishop. If you try something like king on G2, then you get knight on E3 with an attack. If you try, of course, again to go with your king here on F2 in order to protect the bishop on F3, then you get knight on D4, and there's no way to protect anymore this bishop. So this was, of course, a completely winning game by Fischer. Here, after queen takes on F4, white resigned, and this is the so-called the queen for the king game, and it's known in chess books by this name, the queen for the king, and you know, of course, why now. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Meanwhile, you can watch my other best chess games of all time videos, and you can also watch my new series with this connection of openings, middle game, and the end games. And I think it's something you have to see because in that video I'm showing you these basic principles in chess, and you can also subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and chess is the best, of course.